Hello everyone, my name is Alberto and welcome back to my channel. In this video I want to show you how I made this crochet maxi bag. It's pretty easy, you only need to know a couple of stitches. I use this cotton yarn. This is from Sugar and Cream and I got it from Amazon. The whole yarn ball is 400 grams and here on the label it says that it's for a 5mm crochet hook or a US H or 8. It's a pretty good yarn. In my case, I used a 4.5mm hook because I tend to have a bit of a looser hand, but it turned out that I probably could have used a bigger one anyways. But that's just what you learn from doing it. So the base of crochet is the chain. You start with a simple slip knot like that, which is just a simple adjustable loop. And from there, the whole idea is that you're gonna use the crochet hook to reach and grab the yarn that you're holding with your left hand, in this case, twist it to grab it and bring it through the loop. This forms one chain. Based on the number of chains, you're going to establish the width of your project. And the chain itself is very simple. If you make a mistake, it just comes apart like that. So what you want to do is start with the chain 32, and since we're doing single crochet, when we start working or turning the work, what we'll have to do is chain 1. So we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to go in the middle of the chain, push the hook through, pick up the thread on the other side, bring it through, and then pick it up again and bring it through both loops. So in every single stitch, we're gonna go through, pick up our thread, bring it through, and bring it through both loops on the hook. This we're gonna do all the way through, and it's gonna create our single crochet row. Now the chain has 3 threads. You will want to go through the one in the middle. It's a bit difficult in the beginning, especially if you did a very tight chain, but slowly you'll get used to it. So this is how the single crochet looks, and we're gonna go all the way to the end. Now, when you reach the end, what you need to do is turn your work in order to continue. So what you'll have to do is to chain 1, as I said before. So chain 1, turn your work, and then you're gonna insert the hook in the bar that basically forms over every stitch. This is going to be your new stitch because you don't have the chain anymore. So you just insert the bar through, and then you're going to continue doing your single crochet all the way to the other side. Now I did only 2 rows to begin with, but in the end I decided that it was too small and I didn't like it, so I ended up doing 6. This is basically the top of the bag, and it's going to be our opening. So it's up to you if you want to do it higher or lower. As I said, I ended up doing 6. But regardless of what you do, the process stays the same. So when you get to the end, we're going to have to turn our work again. So again, we're gonna do a chain 1 and turn our work. Now, what is gonna happen now is we're gonna start the main part of the bag, which is just chains. So we're gonna chain 7 and we're gonna anchor this chain in the next stitch. So go through the next stitch like that, bring the thread through, and we're gonna bring the thread through both loops. This is a slip stitch. So this is gonna anchor the chain so it doesn't move, and we're gonna end up with this tiny little loop. This is the main portion of the bag. We're gonna do this all the way to the end of the row. So it's just a simple chain 7, anchor the chain, chain 7, anchor the chain, and so on and so on. So this is how the loops start to look. When you get to the end, again, we're gonna have to turn our work. So what we'll do here, instead of chaining 1 as we did before, we're just simply gonna chain 7 again. But then we're gonna turn our work and anchor that in the space created by the first loop. So basically in the top of the loop. So we're just gonna chain 7. Turn, and then we're gonna go through the space of the loop, and that's the beginning of the next row and the anchor of this loop. So as before, we're just gonna keep going for on and on and on and on until you reach the desired length. So in my case, I ended up going on until I reached about 50-60 centimeters when folded in half. Because we're doing the whole body of the bag, to measure it, you fold it in half. When I reached the length I wanted, I put a marker and then just kept going so I could check. And this, again, you can do more, you can do less, it's up to you. Being with a cotton thread, 50 centimeters stretches a lot, so it's going to become a very long bag, as you'll see. If you want a smaller one, you can do less. Just measure as you're going. So now what we'll need to do is we need to gather the end, because basically we're recreating the same thing we did in the beginning. So we're gonna chain 1 as before, because we're going back to single crochet, turn our work, and then we're gonna do 1 single crochet in every space of the chain, or in every space of the net in this case. And this is gonna gather the whole end, because now it would have become very wide, and this is gonna bring it back to hopefully the same measurement we had when we started. You can count, it should still be 32 single crochets because we didn't augment anything. So we're just gonna single crochet all the way to the end. And as you can see, it starts gathering up and becoming a lot shorter. So here is when I ended up doing 6 rows. So as in the beginning, it's just back and forth single crochet all the way. And this is going to be the opening of our bag. What we'll need to do now is start working on the handle. The handle is very simple. It's a very easy chain. So in my case, I did a chain 120 because I wanted a long handle to match the bag so it would look more proportionate. But again, this is up to you. You can do it shorter or longer as you prefer. So we're just gonna chain 120. And when we did that, we're gonna anchor that to the other side. And you see that the bag starts looking like a bag. So we're just gonna anchor it in the last stitch on the other side with a slip stitch like we did before. So just bring it through both loops at the same time. And now we're gonna do a single crochet all the way on the side. And when we reach the net part, we're gonna do as we did before and do a single crochet in every hole in the net. This is gonna gather up the sides as well. So we get a very small opening compared to this. And basically we're closing up the sides of the bag so that we get the shape we want. Now this on cotton is a bit uncomfortable because you have to do it quite tightly because otherwise you get very long stitches, and cotton isn't the best for that, at least in my opinion. But you're gonna just do that. As you see, it gathered up the whole side, so it's much smaller now. And now we reach the other side. In my case, I had to add extra rows, as I said before, because I did only 2, so I added 4 rows. But in your case, obviously, you'll skip this step because you will have done the same number both in the beginning and the end. When that was done, we are gonna do the handle on the other side. So again, same measurement. So I did 120 before, I'm gonna do 120 now. And when that's done, I'm gonna anchor it on the other side. And again, I'm gonna do a single crochet all the way to the side. So we're gonna gather up the other side as well, completely closing the bag. Like so. When we reach the other side, we're gonna keep doing single crochet, but now we reached the handle. So we're just gonna do it in the chain as we did in the beginning, doing it in the middle loop of the chain. And we're just gonna single crochet all around the bag until we reach the width we want. So ideally you would do the same one that we did in the start, but you can do more rows or less rows depending on how you like it. Ended up doing about 1 row less than the foundation start, and you see it starts taking shape. So you just keep going. It's quite time consuming, especially on this scale. Here's the finished result. You can see the net much better. It looks very defined. I did give it a bit of steam just to relax the fibers a little bit. So I hope you liked the video. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Put a like and subscribe if you haven't, because it's great help. And I'll see you next time. Bye!